Welcome to this technical masterclass, focusing on one of the most critical sequences in mobile communications, the transition from power on to RRC connected. This sequence is essential knowledge for protocol engineers, modem test engineers, and all telecom professionals. We will break down the entire process into 6 distinct phases, transforming complex modem log analysis into deterministic protocol debugging. The process begins the moment a user equipment powers on, initiating both Layer 1 and non-access stratum procedures. The mobile equipment's modem initializes and reads critical USIM files, including EF_IMSI and preferred PLMN lists, to identify subscriber credentials and preferred networks. Simultaneously, the RF front-end begins scanning supported LTE and 5GNR bands. It measures the received signal strength indicator, or RSSI, ranking detected carriers by signal energy for initial cell selection. Once a candidate carrier is detected, the modem must achieve downlink synchronization. In LTE, this uses the primary and secondary synchronization signals. In 5GNR, synchronization is achieved through the SSPBCH block, which combines these elements with the physical broadcast channel. The PSS and SSS values are used to calculate the physical cell ID, or PCI. Once synchronized, the UE decodes the master information block, which provides essential system parameters like bandwidth and scheduling information for the next step. The modem now uses the MIB configuration to acquire system-level information. The modem decodes System Information Block 1 over the PDSCH. SIB1 contains the network's PLMN list, tracking area code, and critically, the cell barred indicator. If the cell is barred, the UE must search elsewhere. If the cell is not barred, the UE evaluates the S criteria to ensure usable radio conditions. It then decodes SIB2, which defines uplink common channel parameters, most importantly the PRSI configuration, for accessing uplink resources. The UE must now establish uplink synchronization through the 4-step Random Access Channel Procedure, or RACH. In Step 1, the modem transmits a Zadov-Chu preamble on PROH. If successful, the base station replies in Step 2 with a random access response, providing timing advance and an uplink grant. Step 3 involves the UE transmitting the RRC connection request. In Step 4, contention resolution occurs. Once validated, the temporary CRNTI becomes the permanent CRNTI, completing MAC layer synchronization. With RACH complete, the UE transitions from RRC idle to the RRC connected state. The non-access stratum layer constructs an attach request, which is encapsulated inside the RRC connection setup complete message, carrying key identifiers and capability information to the core network. The core network initiates authentication challenges. Following validation, security procedures activate integrity and ciphering, securing all subsequent communications using selected algorithms like AES. The final phase establishes the necessary signaling and user plane resources for data transfer. The base station sends RRC connection reconfiguration, instructing the UE to set up signaling and data radio bearers and activate measurement reporting like channel quality indicator. The modem applies this configuration, activating the default bearer. Finally, the NAS layer sends attach complete. At this point, the UE is fully attached, having obtained an IP address, and is operational in the RRC connected state. Understanding this sequence allows you to isolate failures precisely. Synchronization failures point to SIB issues, RACH failures relate to power ramping, and attach failures often involve authentication or APN configuration. The modem is now synchronized, authenticated, security protected, and capable of transferring IP traffic. Thank you for joining this technical masterclass.